Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. We have a special segment here, the Logan Power Show. We know that having the right representation is key. It's pivotal when you're getting into a tight jam. And I know a lot of times people are going through those situations where, hey, I get injured, I get hurt. Um, I need help. So I got to find out who to call. Well, I was privileged enough to find a good attorney here on Lee's Avenue. That's someone who wanted to answer all your questions and concerns. So I got the one and only Mr. Michael DuPree. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Fantastic, fantastic. So people can know more about yourself. Who is the lawyer, Mr. Michael DuPree? Who is that gentleman?
I was born and raised on James Island, so I am one of the few people that can actually say I'm from here.
Okay.
Because it seems like no one is from here anymore, but I am from here. Local, James Island, went to public schools here in Charleston, Newberry College, South Carolina law. Been practicing now, was sworn in 1988. Was a prosecutor for 14 years and went into private practice in 2003.
Got it. Wow.
Been doing a little bit of everything since then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you've been doing it for quite some time. So what we call you is the Hall of Famer. We call it the GOAT.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, I've been at it a while.
Got it. Yes, sir. So definitely we want to focus on your personal injury lawyers, which your main focus. If people see that on Lee's Avenue in North Charleston, South Carolina. Just want to get a better understanding when it comes to injury and people want to contact you. What type of client should be coming to you for assistance or help?
We tend to take calls. If you call and you've been in an accident, we'll bring in the office. If not, then we'll go to you. But typically, they can come to us, and we'll evaluate the case that way. When people think of car wrecks, there are some catastrophic car wrecks that cause serious damage. On a whole, though, what you usually see is a lot of soft tissue damage kind of cases. And those are your typical what you see accidents on the side of the road. Someone who's, strained neck, back, but, and one of the things most people don't realize is it only takes about 5 miles an hour to cause whiplash.
Wow.
So if you get hit from behind, it's just that sudden reaction that, gives you the whiplash. And so we look at that stuff, and if we evaluate that you need to go to a medical doctor, then we send you to a medical doctor. If it just determined that you need to go to a chiropractor, then we send you to a chiropractor. If the chiropractor looks and says you need to go get an MRI and see a doctor, then we go that route also.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you see a lot of things on TV commercials. People say like, I got into this accident and I got $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, and I went with X, Y, and Z attorney, and you saying like, my goodness, I hope that wasn't like a small fender bender. What was that situation?
Right. Well,
So,
and one of the things you got to look at is what are the actual fees coming out of that $100,000? Are the attorney fees coming out? Are the medical bills being paid out? Is that truly what they're putting in their hands?
got it.
$100,000. And I think under the fine print, if it's on there long enough, you'll see that this usually does not include attorney fees coming out and medical bills and that kind of stuff. Because once you've been in an accident and you go see the doctor, you're responsible for those bills as the client. But me as the attorney, I'm responsible. If I know that there is a lien out there, I'm responsible to make sure that's paid. And I've had some clients not want to do that, and I have to explain to them, and I have to show them the law that says, no, if there is a lien, I have to make sure that lien is paid.
Absolutely, and that's all. I want is like the Bible says, "In all that getting, you better get some understanding." And I think a lot of
Yes.
times we are sort of misinformed, and we get caught up in the hype
Mhm.
without knowing the big picture of what's
Right.
really going on. Uh, now, when people should come to a lawyer, say they got into an accident, um, when should they start looking for people like yourself? Like, how severe should it be? When should they just say, like, I've been there?
If they've been in an accident, the sooner the better.
Okay,
Because here's how insurance companies work. If you're in an accident and you wait a week, 2 weeks to come see a lawyer, and you have not been to the doctor, then the insurance company is going to look at you and say, well, you can't possibly be that injured because you haven't gone to see a doctor.
got it.
The first person you've gone to see is a lawyer 2 weeks later. So really and truly, if you've been in an accident, the first thing you need to do is go see the doctor, either the ER or your family doctor, immediately after, so that you can be looked at. And then the next day, call an attorney.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when it comes to like, I know a lot of times when people get into accidents, your fault, my fault, whatever, however it is. Some people get a little, when you say bringing a lawyer involved, they think about, my gosh, the fees are astronomical. Or like I'm a person that's a normal working class person, and people, when you say bring lawyers, you're thinking about, man, that's going to cost me X, Y, and Z dollars. If someone were to come to you and say, hey, Mr. DuPree, I got in such and such accident, how would that work? Like
Most auto accidents are done on a contingency basis.
okay,
So when you see these people say, we don't collect unless you collect, that is correct.
okay.
Uh, and I always tell clients, look, it works both ways here. The more money you get, the more money I get.
Got
Um,
it.
so that's how it works. It's on a contingency basis. So they don't come out of pocket anything um, right off the bat,
Okay.
because the most times doctors will take a lien, MRI people will take a lien, chiropractor will take a lien. Where some costs come in is if you have to do depositions, those come out of your settlement. Um,
Okay.
Medical bills come out of your settlement, and then the attorney fees. I
Absolutely.
always try to make my clients happy, so I always try to make it where they are getting more than I'm getting.
Got it. Understandable.
If they're getting, if it looks like I'm going to get $3,000 and they're going to get $2,500, then I try to split it where everybody comes out equal, or
Got it.
them dead. I just, they're the ones that've been injured. I've done the work, but something inside me tells me that, it does. I guess a sense of fairness doesn't seem right for me to get 3,000 and you get 500.
I got it. Understandable. Now, when it comes to uh, so based off of what you're telling us, if you ever get into an accident, the first thing you want to do is go be seen by a medical doctor ASAP.
Right.
Secondly, may want to look into a lawyer,
Yeah.
then contact the insurance company, or should they allow the attorney?
The attorney contacts the insurance company.
Got it.
And what people need to realize is that if my insurance company calls me, then under the terms and conditions of my insurance, I have to talk to my insurance company. Now, the opposing insurance company, I do not have to talk to.
Okay.
So what we immediately do is we set a claim up with the opposing party's insurance company, letting them know that there's an attorney involved and not to contact the client. Because
Got it.
invariably what happens is the insurance company will call up the client who does not have the lawyer and say, we'll pay you $800 to go away. Next thing you know, they got a whole lot bigger medical bills than $800.
Got it. Understandable. Now, what happens to those individuals that may get into an accident and the person that caused them harm has no insurance? How does that?
Then you have to go after your insurance.
Got it.
Uninsured motorists,
Okay.
because we all are required to carry uninsured motorists for that situation where someone doesn't have insurance.
Got it.
And I know that there have been some claims out there about seeking all these big judgments and settlements, but one case in particular, I remember it was an empty defense chair, let's say, but nobody there. And so I doubt there was ever any recovery.
Sure.
I mean, Mr. Dave would have several big judgments out there that we've never been able to recover on, but, on paper it sounds great, but in reality, you don't have anything except the paper.
I got it. So just to clear up, there's times where you've gotten a bit, on paper you got the settlement, but now all actuality there's no money transpired during that situation.
Right. And what you hate to see happen is someone who's had some serious injuries and the other people don't either have insurance, and then you have to use your insurance and then possibly have to file suit against that person individually. And if you file suit against that person individually and they don't have anything, then you're really getting nothing also except a judgment.
Got it. Understandable. So what are some things, I guess, some situations where people should say, like, okay, I don't need to even either pursue it, or should I always, when I get into an accident, always contact a lawyer?
I think you just really have to determine whether or not you've been injured.
Got it.
If you've been injured, that's one thing. If you just got a fender bender with a scrape on your bumper, that's usually something you can handle, property damage wise through either your insurance or their insurance. But one of the things you always have to stress, though, is I always feel that a police officer should come to the scene at least to make a report.
Got it.
Because if it's you and I get into an accident and we exchange information and then you disappear, well, that's all on me now.
Sure.
But if a police officer has been involved, then there's going to be a report taken.
Got it. So always get a police report as a fine print. Definitely when they come on scene, assess the situation. So the way, like, South Carolina motorists, there's a lot of accidents in the state of South Carolina.
They don't have to drive.
As they say, a lot of people in South Carolina don't know how to drive.
Hey, that's all them Yankees coming down here. They don't know how to drive.
Yes, sir. And there's a lot of people, which is definitely unfortunate, have lost their life due to crazy situations, people driving erratic. What are some things that you would want to see, I guess, change laws in place to sort of help out this high rise in motorist accidents and death rates in cars?
One of the things, and I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority when I say this, but if you've been arrested for a DUI and your alcohol rate is over a certain percentage, or it's more than your first DUI, then they make you put a interlock ignition device in your car, which means you have to blow into it before the car will start.
Okay.
There may be some arguments about personal freedoms and that kind of thing, but I mean, think about it. If everybody had a car with an interlock ignition in it, it ain't starting unless you disable it, or unless you're not drinking. So, I mean, and even mouthwash will set those things off, because mouthwash is heavy on the alcohol side.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, but it would help out a lot. When you think about the upside and downside, there are some great points, like, because hey, not everyone is always true to the toll when they're behind the wheel, and there are some who are individuals who become functional drinkers, where they can drink more and they can keep it moving. There are some who one sip and they done, based off their tolerance level.
I think the neatest thing is the police have these goggles that they get people to wear sometimes to show, to get behind. They'll have it set up where you can't hurt anything, but you'll be the goggles and make you seem like you're drunk. And I've seen that where people have done that before, and that's a eye-opening experience.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Now, just give it like I guess a situation to where um let's talk about where you're the lawyer, you're the one doing all the work. When it comes to like judgments that are being done, does it require a jury, or most of the judge makes the decision, either yay or nay to the situation?
The thing about it is, in the Charleston juries are notorious for not giving out money.
Hmm.
The insurance companies know that because they get a list of verdicts just like we do, and you'll look through that, and there'll be so many verdicts for the defendant where the plaintiff gets nothing, or the plaintiff only gets his medicals.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, no one's getting anything. And so you see a lot of times there's a lot of settlement to make these things happen. A lot of negotiation between the insurance company and the attorney.
Got it. Okay. Got it. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. Mr. Michael DuPree of the Logan Power Show is somebody who you want to bring into your home. Is a family type of lawyer where it's more of a home environment where it's not all about
Yes,
the 1,001 lawyers you may
I'm
see.
sitting right here on the wall.
Yes, sir. Now, Mr. DuPree, like say someone right now gets into an accident, um, and say they are looking for the right type of lawyer. The floor is yours to speak to them on why they should choose you.
Give us a call at 843 571 1893. Clients, I'm dedicated, as well as Mr. David. We're dedicated to helping our clients out, be it criminal, be it auto accidents. Um, the thing of it is, when you come to see me, then you're going to get me. That's who you're meeting with. You may meet with, Ashley or Donna, the paralegals, but at the end of the day, you'll be seeing me as the attorney. It won't be a name with 20-something lawyers, and you don't really see the man whose name you think you're seeing. You see Michael DuPree, that's who you see him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here live at the Logan Power Show. When you think about information, we're here at the Logan Power Show. Want to make sure that you're informed. The information has been available to our actual recording here at the Logan Power Show. To get in contact with Mr. Michael DuPree, and his team. We pray that the information has been very thoughtful to you all who have been watching us, and we pray that this time, that if you are ever into an accident, you know who to give a call to, and feel that this show has been informative to y'all. So, hey, without further ado, that's all the time I got. My name is Calvin Lowe with the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. We love you. We'll see you soon.